I just want to give it just a second here as we are connecting on all of our social media platforms. I am super excited to be here with you today. My name is Elise Smith, and I am a Christian business strategist who empowers Christian women entrepreneurs to reach their sales goals by increasing their divine guidance, their organic lead generation, partnering with God, and utilizing biblical business strategy, Fortune 500 company principles, all fed through the Bible to be able to help you grow your business in the Lord's way. I am super excited to talk to you about our topic today, which is on the myths of social media. Holy cow. There is so much out there around social media, and we want to get real with you here today because doing this for a little while now, and I've seen what's working and what's not working, and I want to be able to help you kind of sift through all of the junk. So I want to know in the comments here, what is your biggest question about social media? What is it that you feel stuck on? Or what is it that's working for you? Let's really get a conversation going because it's important for us to really lay it out all on the table here. Because here's the thing, you're probably posting on social media and it may not be going anywhere, right? How do you turn that social media post into a sale? It seems like it would be so easy. And you probably see all of your friends or other people around you that look like they just post something and then all of a sudden they get a whole bunch of sales, right? And you're probably scratching your head and saying, what am I missing? I'm going to give you that key here today. What about low engagement, or you're getting some engagement, but nobody's contacting you about what you have to offer? You feel that one? Yeah. So all this month in our Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group, and if you're not there already, we invite you to come join us. We are going to be focusing on ways to make your social media more effective and efficient. So tell us in those comments below, what are your social media questions and woes? That's what I'm struggling with, making sales from my posts. Yes, stay on because you are going to get a golden key that is going to help you to increase your engagement and to be able to help you get those sales that you're looking for. So, okay, have you guys ever heard of the Field of Dreams, right? I'm sure you have. Everybody has, right? Especially as we're getting farther and farther away from that movie. Maybe everybody hasn't. But the big theme from Field of Dreams is if you build it, they will come. And sometimes we think that in social media, if we post it, they will buy. And I can tell you that is not how it works. Yes, that's what I'm going through right now. Thank you so much for sharing. Absolutely. Keep those shares coming here. What are you going through? What do you need help with? That is where we're going to get our content for our videos here this month in Faithful Ladypreneurs. So the thing is a lot of times we think about it is if we post it, they will buy, because that's what we think is happening with other people. But we're missing, and I did this for many, many, many years. No engagement or hardly any, and hardly anybody who contacted me about, I thought if I could put it out there, people are going to flock to me, right? Not many engagement interactions and actual sales for my posts. Yes, love it. Thank you so much. So the thing is that we're running off of this concept of if we post it, they will buy. And that's the biggest myth around social media right now, is that all we have to do is post about our offer or even build up our brand online, and that people will just flock to us. And if we believe this, we will get frustrated. Yeah, we feel that right now, huh? If we get frustrated, then we may give up on social media because we don't see anything happening, right? And this may sound really familiar to you. So are you posting and your sales just aren't increasing? We're going to help you with that today. So think about it this way. Back in the day, there was only one mercantile, right? Like you're talking like Little House on the Prairie days. So there's only one mercantile in the whole city. So where did everybody buy toothpaste? The one mercantile, right? That's when if you build it, they will come worked, because they were the only ones who had that. But what happened when many other people started opening stores around the mercantile? The people had options, they had choices. Now, all of a sudden, the buyer now had that choice of where to go for that toothpaste. And do you know what made them want to buy from them? What do you think that was? What was the reason why they bought from Joe's mercantile compared to Sally's mercantile? The relationship. That's what it was. It was the relationship with that person. When they went to Joe's Mercantile, Joe would ask them how the family's doing and, what's going on in their life. And did they get the ox out of the mire? Loyalty. Absolutely. They built up that loyalty because of the relationship that they had with that person. And that's when it entered into the know, like, and trust era. We've all heard this before of the know, like, and trust concept, right? But back in the day, it didn't really matter. I mean, if you needed toothpaste and there was only one store, where are you going to go? The one store, right? Because you needed toothpaste. But when we go into that know, like, and trust era, that's when we had to build up that relationship. Think about how many ads, how many logos, how many brands you see every 5 minutes, let alone every single day. Hundreds. I can look around my office right now and I probably see about 30 different brand names or logos or something like that. And you scroll on Facebook or you watch TV and you're going to see ad after ad after ad. Well, think about those things as other stores. It doesn't matter what you sell. There are so many other things that are vying for your audience and for your prospect and for your client's competition, right? And so that's why we need to get back to building relationships. That's why we teach heart-centered prospecting. It's not this spammy, sleazy, salesy kind of thing. And honestly, it's super sad. It is so heartbreaking, to be honest. I just talked to a friend who is going through fertility issues just like I am. And oh, bless her sweet little heart. She put it out there that she was going through these issues. And she got hit up by so many people who actually posted about their product that, maybe a network marketing company or whatever it is, actually in the comments of her vulnerable post. And I actually just had the same thing happen to me as well. We're doing it wrong. We're doing it wrong. And you know what? We've all been there before. I started doing it wrong from the beginning, and I'm on a crusade to be able to help people to build relationships with people, not just spam them with stuff, because spamming with stuff doesn't work. It doesn't work. That's the we build it, we post it, they'll buy from us, right? It doesn't work. That we build it, they'll come thing doesn't work. And so we need to build those relationships. So let's take that for example. If that sweet sister of mine got a message from someone and they said, "Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear about your fertility issues. That's really hard. Tell me a little bit more about that." And they actually built a relationship with that person, maybe even hopped on the phone with them, got to know them even more. And then they said, "Hey, not trying to sell you on anything. I just know what's worked for me. Would you be interested in hearing a little bit more about what's worked for me?" And then you give that person that option of learning more about what's worked for them, as opposed to just putting your link in the comment of this vulnerable post. Now, that's on the extreme side. I don't think any of you guys do that, but it's the same kind of concept, is that we don't want to just spam it out there because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of mercantiles out there. And so we need to make that difference and build that loyalty, just like you said, and personally know the people, right? Build up those relationships. It's going back to the old school model of sales, which is all about the relationships. And think about where we're at in our industry right now, where we're at in the world right now, is that that relationships are at a premium. They're at that high level because we are craving them after everything that's happened with COVID, right? Who is like so ready to get back into a room and hug people at a networking event or a convention or something like that? We want those relationships. That's when our souls get to speak to each other, is through those relationships. And that's where it's all about. Think about the relationships that Christ had with every single person. It wasn't I'm talking to the masses, right? And even when he was talking to the masses, he was talking to even just the one. And so we need to go back to those relationships. That's probably why you are frustrated with social media, because you might be trying to speak to the whole audience, right? And we talk about this with Divine Client all the time, is that when you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. And so we need to speak to the one to speak to everyone. How powerful is that? Love it, love it. Okay. All right. I got a little bit off track here because I get so excited about this topic. But the thing is so what makes you stand out? We can have a whole class all about brand differentiation, but the connection of the relationship and that ultimate building of the relationship is what increases sales. So remember that the whole point of social media, this is the golden key, guys. Golden key. I hope you have paper and pen. You're writing this down. You're sharing this video with everybody you possibly can, because this is the golden key. The whole point of social media is to use it as Jacob's well to find your Samaritan woman so that you can start a conversation with them and take it offline. That is the whole point, is to start the conversation on social media and move them over to the direct message and move them over to a phone call and move them over to that sales call or to, get your video or whatever it is may be that's your sales process. The whole point is to start the conversation on social media. It's like being in a huge networking event, right? And you just get to connect with that person for just a moment. But in order to be able to take them away from that big old table where everybody is chatting at, you're going to take them over to the direct message so you can have a one-to-one conversation. That's what we're missing. That's what we need, is those relationships. So it doesn't matter what you post out there. If you're not moving them to the direct message, you're losing an incredible opportunity. And the thing about it is that we don't see the behind the scenes of how other people are making those sales. I can almost guarantee you that they're not just posting out their offer and then people are throwing their credit cards at them. They are posting the offer, and when they get a comment, they're commenting back, or they're going back to the direct message and they're saying, hey, thanks so much for commenting on my post. What did you like about it? Or asking a real question, right? We're not robots. Asking a question about that post. And then using that to start the conversation to be able to lead them into their offer, not just to make a sell, but to be able to serve the other person. That's what relationships are all about, right? Relationships are all about love and service and getting to know the person so that we can do those things. And so I want us to go back, like I said, I'm on a crusade. I want us to go back to building real relationships with people. And you can do that in so many ways, but we can't just expect to put out social media posts and then leave it at that. We're only doing halfway. When I was really focused on the insurance industry, I used to teach my agents, don't take grandma out into the middle of the road and leave her there by not closing the sale, right? And that's the same thing with social media. With social media, you're taking them out into the middle of the road and you're leaving them there. And then therefore you're not increasing your sales because we're missing half of the step, right? What do you guys think of this? Let's see this in the comments. Are you doing this now? What questions do you have about this? Are you excited about this idea? I hope you're starting to see some pieces that you might have been missing, because I will tell you, I was doing it wrong for, I would say a year, maybe two, because I didn't know any better, because no one told me that. And the more that I researched social media, nobody's really talking about this. This is kind of that golden key we want you guys to have. So it all starts with the relationship, but we need to get to know them first, where to find them, right? That's where social media comes in. There are many, many different social media platforms. And so you have to think about which one your divine client is on. And here's a couple of tips to think about when you're choosing the social media platform. In fact, we're going to post this out here so that you can have this exact graphic that I'm looking at right now, because it really helps you to kind of see. But you think about, gender and what kind of benefits and things like that each social media platform gives you. This is that woman at the well concept, right? Is that if Jesus wanted to go find Joe, then maybe he would go to, the blacksmith place, right? But he needed to find this exact Samaritan woman, so he went to the well. And so let's think about this. For Facebook, we've got Facebook, and it's mostly, when we're coming to that, it's mostly 66% male, 77% female, right? So if you're looking for woman, right? We want to maybe go to Facebook. And especially if you go to like Pinterest, 79% of users are women, right? So think about that. Where are those people at? Like I said, we'll post this. I can't remember where this is from, so I can't really quote it right now, but this was some research that we did. And then we found a graphic that kind of helps to support that. So when it comes to Facebook, the whole usage of this is, it says a variety of industries and businesses, and it's really B2C, business to consumer marketing. So that's kind of that big thing there. Whereas Pinterest is really showing of products. How can you use that for your business is really to show your products. Instagram is about 51% are males, so it's almost a half and half split there. And it's demonstrating brand culture is a big one. Showcasing the products, of course, is a big one for Instagram as well, and engaging your audience. You might be able to actually get more engagement in Instagram than you will in Facebook. So think about that. And then there's LinkedIn, which we know is very business. It's that B2B, business to business marketing. It's the recruiting and the networking side of things. And about, this is really interesting actually, about 24% are male. And that was really interesting to kind of think about where those users are. So that's the thing, is that if we're going to use social media as Jacob's Well, right, then we need to know where's that place that we can find them. So we'll post that here in Faithful Ladypreneurs for sure. And if you're not already a member, come join us in Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group. It's a free group where we learn Christian business principles. So, okay, so you're now thinking about where to find them, right? So think about where your divine client is at, and then focus your time there. It's great to be on all the social media platforms. And if you can use something like Hootsuite, you can start the conversation in all of those, right? That's the whole point, right? Social media, starting a conversation. But if you want to really get specific, I would focus on really focusing on one of those. So we're going to post out so that we can get that engagement. And if you're not getting engagement because we've got to start the conversation, but nobody's talking to you back, here's what you can do. If you're posting and you're not getting engagement, look back and ask yourself why or why not you would engage on a post like that. You want to start the conversation. So ask yourself, am I asking questions? Am I turning it back to the audience? Am I being vulnerable? Ask yourself, what are the types of posts that you like to engage in? Are they the funny kind of posts? Are they the spiritual kind of posts? I mean, if we just post out something motivational and inspirational and that's it, then we're not going to get engagement. But if we post something spiritual or motivational or inspirational and we ask a question along that, then you're going to start getting that engagement. We want to make sure that we're doing that back and forth. Otherwise, we're not really passing them the ball to talk. Right? It kind of makes me think about, passing the talking stick. we've got to pass the talking stick in order for them to know that they need to engage with us. Otherwise, most people are going to just be like, okay, that was a great inspirational post, and move on. You're not starting the conversation. So think about it. You can actually just go back and do an audit on your own post. Look at your last 5 posts and say, why or why not would I engage on that post? And you might just see, wow, there's like no question. There's no question coming back of getting that engagement. Or maybe you're asking too many questions. If you ask 4 or 5 questions or even 3 questions in one post, people don't know what to interact on. And so you may think you're trying to open it up for everything or everyone, but you are actually shutting it down. So really, really think about that. It's really important for us to think about what we are doing to get that engagement. So that's the whole point here, guys. I hope you've started to kind of have some light bulb moments of why social media kind of can be a little bit tough sometimes, is that we may be missing the other half. I'm going to repeat that one more time. The golden rule for social media is to start the conversation and then take it to the direct message and then take it offline. That is the whole point, is to start the conversation to build relationships so that you can best serve the other person. And the only way to do that is to be able to get to know them. So let's go back to relationship building the way that it was meant to be. We can do that on social media in a heartbeat. And it's so easy with direct messages and things like that. So if you want to learn even more about heart-centered prospecting and building those real relationships for real sales in your business, and you want to have a customized script to be able to do so, then I want you to come join us in our Divine Prospecting Program. Every single month, we are starting a new class for our Divine Prospecting Program. And what this does is it helps you to not only have an incredible tool to help start those relationships and find your divine client, but then it also, and believe me, it's not a bot, we're building real relationships here, but it also helps you to have a customized script so that you know what to say. Just because you start the conversation, your next question might be, well, what am I supposed to say to be able to get them to my lead or my offer, right? And so we want to make sure that you understand the whole sales process and how to help people move through that sales process. So remember, if you're posting out there and they're not buying, we need to get into that relationship, and we can help you do so. So message me for more information, put in the comments more information, like hashtag more information, and we will get you information around the Divine Prospecting Program. Guys, I am hearing almost every single day about successes that people are having in this incredible program, where they're finding and connecting with their divine client and making divine client sales, which are so exciting. They're changing their posting into sales. What if it was like every single time that you put a coin in a box, you get a lead out of it, right? And we're not even saying you're buying for leads, but this is an incredible way where you're going to help to automate finding those people, and then learning how to do heart-centered prospecting around that story of Jesus and the woman at the well. It is extremely powerful. You're going to connect with God in an even bigger way in your business and partner with Him. And you are going to learn how to really grow your business through social media like never before. So make sure you put hashtag more information. Awesome. We're going to get with you for sure. And we would love to give you more information on that. And if you're not already part of Faithful Ladypreneurs Facebook group, come join us. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, today. And continue to put those questions about social media into the chat, because all month long in Faithful Ladypreneurs, we are focused on social media and helping you to amplify and really get real results from your social media. So I'm excited to tell you guys more about the Divine Prospecting Program and get you involved. Thanks so much, guys.